Hey, what's up, DCS Crew? It is Wednesday, and, payday. It is what it is. I'm feeling good. Gotta rock, the badass blade in the pocket today. And today's pocket real estate is on an American-made Kershaw knife called the Bareknuckle, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and throw that there. And I'm going to throw this right here. This is the green anodized and blackwashed variant of the Kershaw Bareknuckle. And the reason why I have this out is because this is not the only Bareknuckle that I own. You've probably seen this in some of my other videos. Put that to the side. This is my other Bareknuckle, and that probably is not level. Okay, well, yeah, no, it's actually pretty level. Okay, cool. So this is my variant in 20 CV with the black scales, and this is my variant with the 14C 28N steel and the green scales. I'm gonna be honest, I really want to get the gray version as well. But in the meantime, I am carrying this guy for a couple of reasons. Number one, I purchased this recently because there's a gentleman in the EDC community, and I'm not going to say his full name. I'm just going to call him Spence for the sake of this video. Shout out to Spence on IG. But he is going through some serious health issues. He actually has a heart problem, and he's not only selling some of his EDC collection to be able to pay some of the bills, but he has a beautiful pet, and he was, putting up stuff with, the excuse that, hey, I'd like to be able to go ahead and spoil my pet while I'm feeling bad and I can't pay some of my bills. I at least want him to have a good time because, he's been a huge help and he's been a huge emotional support to him during this whole time with his issues with the heart. And that hit home because, in all honesty, my dog Gaston has been a huge emotional support for me ever since my father passed. I actually picked up Gaston. I rescued him from the local county shelter in January of 2016. And my father passed shortly after Thanksgiving in November of 2016. It was very sudden, and it happened to be from heart-related issues too. So you can imagine it hit home. So I went ahead and I told him, hey man, how much are you looking for this particular knife? And send me your email when you have a moment. He sent me, his price, which was fair. And I immediately just went ahead and I sent him the money. He went ahead and sent this out priority to me, and I put this in my pocket. Now, granted, like I said, I have another variant of the knife, and I have a much better variant of the knife. It's the 20 CV version from, I believe, Smoky Mountain Knife Works that had this particular version. But in any case, I liked it so much that I did want to get this. And the reason why I wanted to get this, aside from the fact that it's a nice variant and it's an American-made Kershaw, and it's always nice to be able to carry something that's American-made, but I do carry stuff that are, green and black. So it's, it goes with the EDC gear. That being said, let's go ahead and see what the size variance would be, okay? Now, I did have the other one out, and I'm not going to go ahead and put it next to this guy because it's the same freaking size, but the CGRB Centros from Dylan Mallory, all right? And the QSP Penguin, great budget knife, by the way, also in D2, just as well as the Centros. You have the Civivi Dogma, another D2. Crap, there's a lot of D2s going up over here, man. Well, that's because they're all Chinese, I guess. There is the Best Tech Texel. What do I have in my pocket? What do I have in my pocket that I was just using? Oh man, this is one that this is the FB765 from Gonzo. I actually just took this from a counter and put it in my pocket while I was doing this video. Guys, this is probably the cheapest knife I own. Surprisingly good, by the way. And what else do we have here? What else? CGRB Centros. And finish it off with something American-made, the Benchmade North Fork. Okay. So, now, thoughts on the knife. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and this is gonna, be for both the standard version as well as the upgraded version. Okay, I slept on this knife, and I'm an idiot. Okay, this one in particular, I could tell that Spence went ahead and he sharpened it and he stropped it, but this one I actually brought through my KME. I took it to about a 600 degree edge. 600 degree edge, 600 grit edge at 20 degrees. Excuse me, sorry, it's early. And it will cut hair. And this one is no exception. This is probably the factory edge, which he's probably touched up on using the Spyderco Sharp Maker and a strop, because I can see the edge is very finely stropped. That's not something that I did. Action on this is fantastic. It is a sub frame lock, as you can see. And by sub frame lock, I mean the frame, the frame lock, the lock portion doesn't start from the end and go all the way to the top. The Natrix actually has this too, if I'm not mistaken. It actually starts from here on up, which is great because it does provide some nice, feeling in the hand. It does lock nice and securely. Plus, if you are one of those people that actually puts a lot of pressure onto the clip, a lot of the issues, and that is the Achilles heel with frame locks, is that when you go ahead and you apply pressure to the clip, and where is, let me get a knife that has it, so you can see what I'm talking about. When you have something like this and you apply pressure to the clip when you're opening it, it makes it much more difficult to be able to go ahead and engage the knife, because the detent, it actually multiplies and it creates a bigger issue for you to be able to go ahead and actuate the knife. So the cool thing about this is that does away with it entirely. This is on bearings, and while it's not completely crazy drop shut, in all honesty, it's more than good enough. And aside from that, I haven't taken this apart, so I'm sure if I took it apart, I smoothed the areas down a little bit, and I clean everything, and I lubricate the bearings, it's probably going to have a much better action than it does right now, which is good. But in any case, I did see some lint on it and stuff when I first had it there. It's nice and thin, by the way, and let me just go ahead and give you a once around so you can see it is nicely centered. Here's the back clip side. This is the rear with that nice little back spacer that goes about yay high, say about 65-70%. This is the presentation side, and back to the front, the top, and the bottom. Okay, it is tapped for left and right hand carry. It does use a black deep carry pocket clip with a hole in the front, so you can go ahead and unscrew it and use it for both sides. Very easy to take down. I love taking down frame locks because actually, particularly with this one, you just have to go ahead and unscrew these and unscrew that pivot, and you'd be able to go ahead and remove it. Okay. Honestly, guys, the only thing that I did notice that I wanted to bring your attention, I think I'm going to touch up on it a little bit more in my review when I go ahead and compare it to the 20CV version, which I like both. 14C28N is a fantastic steel. They don't show it on the blade, but they do show the fact that the CPM 20CV version is stamped on here. Now, one thing I did notice, and let me go ahead and see if I can go ahead and bring it up to the camera. Hopefully I can show it on here, but if you look very closely at the tip, okay, so I have the tip right there, and then I have the tip right here. Do you notice anything? The tip on my 20CV version is actually wider. This is actually a thinner blade extending to the top and the tip than my 20CV version. It's really weird. You can see it's ever so slightly, but I've noticed that, and that's just kind of weird. I don't know. I am digging it though. This is not something that I would normally carry size-wise, but I found myself kind of, moving out of those, the 3-inch and sub 3-inch, because I'm in Georgia, man. Like, I don't have to worry about that kind of shit. And so as a result, I'm carrying larger knives, and I'm finding myself really enjoying it, because the truth is, life's too short for just small knives and small, whatevers. I mean, women don't even like small stuff, so why the hell should I? Right? So in any case, just so you could see, as far as, the size, it's still in very good company. It's nothing oversized at all, and it feels really, it feels really good in the hand, and it rides really well on the pocket, surprisingly well, to be honest. And, I gotta say that I slipped on this one, and I skimped. I waited for everybody to be able to review it, and I was hoping to pick one up on the secondary. I ended up just getting the 20CV version when it was on sale over at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And then when I saw this, I was just like, man, I gotta help support this guy. So this is the reason why this one is being carried today, and that's why it hasn't been on the channel recently, because it just very recently arrived from Spence. I just wanted to thank him and just hope that he gets better. But in any case, yeah, that being said, that's my quick go off on the the Kershaw Bareknuckle. This is today's pocket real estate. This is going back in the pocket. And just remember, guys, whether it's USA made, made in China, made in Taiwan, made in Italy, for Christ's sakes, just remember, guys, if you EDC, take a DCS. Thank you so much for watching this episode with the Kershaw Bareknuckle. I'm going to put this back in the pocket and see you guys next time.